Alright guys, welcome to my Kim Possible Q&A. First off, I want to thank everybody because this was, wow. In just, after, it was almost midnight when I posted this Q&A for the Q&A prelude. And not only that, within 24 hours, I had damn near 60 questions. Wow. Thank you guys so much. I honestly thought, well, it's late, no one really cares about Kim Possible anymore. Oh my god, 20 comments in 1 hour? No, really, it was 20 comments in under an hour. And now I think we're at, almost 60. So, yeah, so strap in, guys. We're gonna be here for a while. Also, I want to thank everybody, again, but also I want to tell everybody, in case someone's question got lost, or it will either be marked, it either got marked as spam, or didn't even show up on the list, so that's YouTube's fault, not mine, so I do apologize in advance for that. So yeah, let's get started with Athavan Rajinsam. I always mess up that name, but I'll go with that. Athavan asks, any thoughts on the crossover episode that had Lilo and Stitch? For those who don't know, when Lilo and Stitch was ending, they did a lot of crossovers with all the other cartoons that were on Disney. They did a crossover with Recess, The Proud Family, American Dragon, and Kim Possible. Yeah, they did all of those crossovers. I think it's all in the same season, or all in the same consecutive week. They had a little week-long special of that. And basically, they would go on different adventures. The story with Kim Possible and Lilo and Stitch was that Stitch was captured by Draken and Shigo, and Pleakley calls in Kim and Ron to help. So, basically, it kind of amounts to Lilo and Kim not really liking each other and kind of working together to save Stitch. It's a really good episode. It's a nice little one-and-done episode. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's pretty interesting to see these kind of characters come together. You'll never see this. You'll probably never see this in current Disney. I mean, how cool would it be to have one of their shows consecutively cross over with all the other animated shows? You have Gravity Falls do a whole week of them teaming up with Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Randy Cunningham, and what's the other? There's another. Well, I don't think we get Star Wars Rebels, but maybe Wander Over Yonder and Pen Zero Part-Time Hero. Have them cross over with all those. A whole week of them teaming up with all of them, or some other show. But you'd probably never see that in this day and age. But I thought it was cool that Lilo and Stitch was literally you know what we should do would be a cool idea? We cross over with everybody. Make one big interconnected Disney universe. Anywho. So thank you for that. Thank you for that question. Second question is, how would you rank the canon ships? Kim and Ron, I like it. I really like it. I guess in terms of other canon ships would be Kim's parents. That's good. Senior, Junior, and Bonnie. It's good. Draken and Shigo. Yeah. They're all good. I don't know where I'd rank them, though. Anyway, thank you for those questions. Moving on now to Zach the Thunder King, who asks, if Kim Possible became a comic book, who do you think should publish it, and who would you want to write it? Ooh, interesting question. Well, I would say Marvel. Obviously, you can tell with the Kim Possible Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, and I'm probably going to get a few more questions of this down the road in this Q&A. But I think the person who... Because IDW, for those who don't know, they're publishing... Donald Duck, they're publishing Uncle Scrooge, all the classic comics that were under Boom Studios, and they're publishing it there. And it's kind of an unspoken thing that Disney and IDW have a thing going on, a friendship, and it's a strong possibility that there will be a Gargoyles comic coming out of IDW. So if put anywhere, I'd say I know I always go to IDW, but it looks very possible, no pun intended, that Kim Possible might actually be at IDW if they was to put anywhere else. Who would I want to write it? I would say Christopher Yost. Yost is pretty good with young characters, and he's done some cool spy stuff. Another person would be Peter David. He's really good with young characters, and he's also done spy stuff. So Peter David or Christopher Yost. I think, as much as I love Peter David, I would actually put Christopher Yost as, like, the top of the list. So thank you for that question. Second question: funniest Ron reactions. I think the one where he first meets Gil when he just flips his shit, I think is hilarious. That's the one. Third question: thoughts on the Kigo ship. For those who don't know, that's the that's the Kim and Shigo ship. That's probably, sometimes I think that's more popular than the Kim and Ron ship that actually happened. Kim and Shigo's ship, I actually like it. I actually like the Kigo ship. I actually like it more than... It's not that I hate Kim and Ron. I think I like it more because it adds a little more fun. And apparently, heard on the grapevine that apparently the creators of the show did want to do... they did want to pair up Kim and Shigo. They originally wanted to do that, but they were, at the time, they were kind of afraid of getting of Disney kind of censoring them and getting censors involved, because obviously at that point when Kim Possible was out, there hadn't been, there was absolutely pretty much no openly same-sex couples in animation. I mean, you can do this now and, Clarence and Steven Universe, but back then, and when I say back then, I mean early mid-2000s. It was such a bad concept, so I'm pretty sure, had it not been for, certain censors, we probably would have seen Kim and Shigo hook up. But yeah. Thinking of those questions, Zach the Thunder King. Moving on now to Major Badass, who asks... would you like to find out who Kim, Ron, and Wade worked for? That's didn't they reveal it in one episode? I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'd like to think in my head that they ran missions for Nick Fury. Oh man. All right. Second question: would you like to see KP work cases on towns and teams up with characters from other shows like Danny Phantom, Randy Cunningham, Steven Universe, Star vs. The Force of Evil, Gravity Falls, American Dragon, and My Life as a Teenage Robot? Well, considering this is a Disney show, we'll probably get, 3 of those? If that actually happened. I personally like, out of all of them, her team up with Randy Cunningham on the sole ground, and I'm serious, on the sole purpose of seeing Draken and McFist team up. Because they're literally voiced by the same character, and you could... John DiMaggio voices Draken and McFist. So I'd love to have them, have a conversation, and they both also have the same personality, they're loud and very egotistical, and don't really respect their subordinates. I'd like to have them have a conversation and be like, "Ooh, you sound like someone I know. I know, right? It's weird." And then Shigo and Viceroy are just facepalming at the sheer stupidity that is going on right now. That is the only reason I want that crossover, just for Draken and McFist. Oh, man. Anyway, third question. Since the whole Disney buying Marvel thing, would you like to see Kim join S.H.I.E.L.D. or at least have a cameo in the Marvel Universe? I don't think just because Disney now owns Marvel, they're going to but you'd think you'd see it by now. I mean, all we got was the Phineas and Ferb crossover. And, that's about it. But who knows? Maybe, some guy at Marvel will be like, "Hey, Disney, can we make, an all-team of, when we do the Runaways title, you think we can put, Kim and Dipper and Mabel and Star? Would that be cool? Huh, boss?" And you see, Mickey Mouse look down and "Ha! Fuck you! Ha!" Oh, man. Anyway, so, I don't know, it'd be cool, but I don't see it happening. I'd like to see it happen. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see it happen, but I don't know. It doesn't... Anyway, thank you for those questions, Major Badass. Moving on out is, ShankX. Shankx. I think I'm saying that right. Apologize if I'm not. First question: what did you think about Ron and Monkey Fist storyline about them on Monkey Fist himself? I liked it. I thought it was a cool storyline to follow up and see that kind of cool conclusion at the end of the series. Second question: who was your favorite villain? I got Draken and Shigo's my number one, but I always love Draken and McFist and Senor. It's always fun. So, there you go. Third question. What is your favorite episode? I've got a few. I like the episode where Shigo is accidentally forced to turn good. That's probably like the heaviest Kigo shipping right there. It's like probably got some of the heaviest Kigo shipping right there, ladies and gentlemen. I like both movies. So, yeah, there's too many to count, really. But thank you for those questions, X. Moving on now to Green Arrow Hunter, who asks, how would you write a Black Widow Kim Possible crossover? Black Widow and Kim Possible. I think what I'd like to have is, like, maybe have Senior... Like, instead of Draken and Shigo, it would be Senior, and have him team up with, like, I don't know, like, he steals some kind of shield equipment, and Fury sends Black Widow, and Kim Possible goes along, and she's totally fangirling the whole time. I'd do something like that. What lantern colors do you think Kim and Ron would have? Probably they'd both be Green Lanterns. They've got all the stuff for them for Green Lanterns. And your final question is, what director and what actors would you choose for a Kim Possible live-action movie? Well, most of you guys know that I absolutely suck at fan casting, but I can tell you right off the bat who I'd absolutely love to have as the director of this film. Brad Bird, director of Incredibles and several Pixar films, and the director of, the recent Mission Impossible films. This dude is so damn good with characterization, and I can't fault him for Tomorrowland. I know he was part of Tomorrowland, but I feel like that was more Lindelof's fault, and Brad Bird was just like, shit, I gotta work through this. Yeah, so... Brad Bird, absolutely. I think he's really good with young characters. He's great with spy stuff. Yeah, he would be perfect to direct a Kim Possible film. So yeah. Thank you for those questions, Green Arrow Hunter. Moving on now to Atomizer, whose first question is, how underrated, overrated do you think the show is? I think it's just good rated, because it's a damn good show. It's probably one of Disney's most beloved animated shows in the, 2000s era. It's right up there with Phineas and Ferb and Gravity Falls. Hell, it kind of paved the way for it, when you think about it. So, I don't think it's underrated or overrated. I think it's nicely rated. Did you have a crush on any of the characters from a kid's perspective, of course? I don't know, I kind of had a MILF thing for Kim's mom. Just saying. Shigo too, but as a kid's perspective... and sometimes fan art doesn't help those two. Anyway. Third question. Obligatory MLP KP crossover. How would you do it? Maybe have that Draken has stolen a mystical... or maybe Monkey Fist has stolen a mystical amulet and he's transported to MLP world and Kim and Ron follow. I don't know, I got nothing. I literally got nothing for that. Anyway, so think of those questions, Atomizer. Moving on now to Jason Voorhees 2011, who asks, which villains or villain organizations from either Marvel or DC Universe would you like to see rewritten as Kim Possible villains? Villain organizations, AIM and Hydra, those would work. Baron Zemo, MODOK. Yeah, MODOK just screams Kim Possible villain. For DC, I guess Cobra. Not G.I. Joe Cobra, DC Cobra, people. Checkmate? Yeah, some of those guys. Second question, which villains from Kim Possible would you like to see as villains for either Marvel or DC, and which heroes would you like to see them fight? Well, Shigo, I think, would make a great, I think she'd make either a great Spider-Man villain, or a really good, what's the word I'm looking... who else? I think she'd also make a good Captain America villain. Draken... probably Iron Man. Those are a few right there. Anyway, third question. How would you write a crossover between Kim Possible and Ninja Turtles? Why are you asking me that question, Jason? You thinking of doing something? I'm just kidding. Anyway, so, KP TMNT crossover. I think what I would do is, have, what I would like to do